Welcome to the European Commission, the main executive body of the EU. The Commission consists of 23,000 staff members from all over the EU and are headed by a President of the Commission, 7 Vice Presidents, one of whom is the first Vice President, and the 20 other Commissioners. Together, these 28 Commissioners form the College of Commissioners. Now 28 seems like a lot of Commissioners, and it is. Some receive questionable portfolios, while some others overlap. So what's the reason we still have 28 commissioners? Well, you probably guessed it, no member state would be willing to give up his seat in the Commission. So how do the commissioners get a job? First, the European Council proposes a president for the Commission to Parliament. If the proposed candidate is elected by Parliament, he or she proposes 27 candidates for the other seats in the Council of Commissioners. Parliament may then choose to elect them. The commissioners are fairly divided among member states. Although each country gets one commissioner, the commissioners, like MEPs, are expected not to work for their own country's national interest, but rather for the EU as a whole. The College of Commissioners meets once a week, usually on Wednesday in its headquarters in Brussels. Here they discuss current issues and make decisions to reach the strategic objectives they have set in their work programs. Decisions are usually made by full consensus, but if it gets to a vote, a simple majority is enough for a proposal to pass. In these votes, all commissioners have one vote, regardless if they are vice presidents or even a president. Unlike the parliamentary meetings, those of the Commission are not open to the public, but if you are interested in what they discussed, you can find the minutes of each meeting online. And to give things a real EU feel and make it slightly more complicated than necessary, the agendas for the college meetings are set up in French before being translated into English. Now, while the President also has one vote in the college meetings, the President does play a bigger role. Under the EU treaties, he defines the policy direction, assigns portfolios to each of the commissioners, and at any time can change the attribution or the shape of the portfolios. So what is it that the Commission is responsible for? In short, the Commission is the only institution which is allowed to propose new laws, after which the Council and Parliament may adopt them. This is the EU's standard decision-making procedure, known as the ordinary legislative procedure or co-decision. While member states are primarily responsible for the correct and timely application of EU treaties and legislation, the Commission monitors the application of union law. If a member state fails to properly incorporate directives into national law, or if a member state is suspected of breaching EU law, the Commission can open the formal infringement procedures. Eventually, the Commission may even refer the member state to the European Court of Justice. But luckily, this usually isn't necessary. The work program shows how the Commission plans to give practical effect to the political priorities set out by the President. It provides a multi-annual overview per portfolio to help stakeholders and the other EU institutions plan their work with the Commission. Before proposing legislation, the Commission takes stock of existing laws and conducts an impact assessment to evaluate the potential economic, social and environmental consequences of any new initiative. New situations and issues developing in Europe and possible implications for the new legislation are also taken into account. The Commission must also consult interested parties and other EU institutions for their views and seek the opinions of national parliaments and governments. Simply put, someone needs to run the EU on a daily basis, and the Commission does a large part of the administrative and executive work. The Commission also administers a number of executive agencies which help the European Commission manage EU programs. The Commission has representations in all EU member states and 139 delegations across the globe, for example, to negotiate trade agreements between the EU and other countries.
The European Commission is the closest thing to a government for the EU. The 28 members, including the President, are not directly elected by the people, but do have to be approved by the European Parliament. The Commission runs the day-to-day work, checks whether member states are keeping to existing laws, and propose new EU laws. These laws always have to be approved by Parliament and/or the Council of the European Union.
To find out more about the other institutions, the history of the EU and other subjects, please check out our playlists and subscribe to our channel.